Heyo. Oh, hold on a moment. I need to mute my other screen. Hello, and welcome to Breaking Chains, aka oh my God. Sorry about that. I thought I muted my other screen, but I didn't. So I had to go back and do that. Welcome, y'all. Oh my God. Jeez Louise. I kept um I kept exiting out of the wrong screen to get my echo out. I'm really sorry about that, you guys. Welcome here. Welcome here. This is Recito Rama. Recito Rama. Um, so I do have a really big show for you all today. A really, really big shoe. Really big. Yes. Um, from a Lana covering, there's a delay, Love Louie. There's a delay. So you don't always hear the echo on your side. I catch it before you guys hear it. Yes, I'm okay, Caroline. It's just that sometimes I catch the echo before you hear it. So you don't hear it, but you hear my reaction to it. So anyway. Um, so from a receipts and revelations perspective, this is probably the biggest show I have yet in terms of Lana Oriani's coverage of the Lauren situation. Now, I want to make sure that people understand at the very, very upfront that I am not covering Lauren and John Matthias's crisis. What I'm covering is how Lana Oriani is covering Lauren and John Matthias's crisis, because what Lana Oriani has done has taken this crisis of theirs and used it to vent her own rage over her own previous crisis, which caused her to be exiled and shunned from the community, which is, in all honesty, what's happening with Lauren right now. Because so what you're seeing right now is, Lauren comes out and she makes this big hairy deal out of being stalked and harassed and going to court, but then she didn't go to court because Law and Crime was going to be there, so she does a 9-hour lie. It is Caroline. She does a 9-hour live about it, which opens up a major door and creates a Streisand effect, and now everybody's reacting to it. And people wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt, in the beginning, because she's a popular YouTuber and she's never delved in drama before. So, people want to believe her, but the more we dig into it, we actually see that, in fact, she was lying. She was actually lying in a lot of her 9-hour video, and that just bitterly disappoints people, including myself. So now that's being played over and over and over. And most people who are covering it are covering that aspect of it. Thank you so much, Teacup Kraken, for the 10 gifted memberships. So most people are normally covering it and giving their commentary of, whatever their perspective is. And Lauren is effectively being, really what's the word I'm looking for? She's, you know, she's getting a comeuppance about this. She's getting a comeuppance about this. And also Lana Oriani, in a much smaller, much less noticeable way in the community, also got her comeuppance. It is a classic Streisand effect on Yanka. So now Lana is trying to use on I'm sorry, not on Yanka, Lauren's situation to relitigate hers and to launder her own reputation. And also she's in her own classic way, what she always does is she takes the oppositional view so that she can create controversy, and then she always gets pervy about it. And also she always takes whatever opportunity she can get to then pull out the sex panel scandal. And that's what she's done once again. So what I'm going to do today is tear down the stuff that, you know, like whenever she tries to relitigate her cases, I'm going to tear down her relitigation, because I have receipts galore when it comes to that. And I want to make clear that I'm not here to what I'm here to do is highlight what Lana has done, not take everybody else's case to court, if you know what I mean. You know, I don't know everybody else's case. But I know what's been on the internet. I know what's been in court, right? And I have a pretty good handle on what's been in court and what's been on the internet. But I don't know everybody's personal experiences. I can't speak for them. You know, I can speak for myself. I can speak for my own experience. But I try to keep myself as out of it as much as possible, except when, you know, I have a good example that can highlight, you know, what's been going on. Yeah, well, and that's honestly, Love Louie, it's not undertones, it's every tone. I mean, that's just who she is. She's just a hyper sexual being. She's a unipervert. I mean, she's universally perverted. And so, like, I don't know. Somebody has to do a psychological review of why. Yeah, she's constantly. Now, another thing that happened in this last stream that she did is she dropped a major Watts bomb. You know, for those of you who don't know, she came on the scene 4 years ago or so, covering the Watts case, having, you know, connected directly with the Watts. Chris Watts had murdered his pregnant wife and 2 toddlers, and there was a group of people who were trying to get him out of prison, and they Lana roped his parents into you know, going into this nonprofit, or at least we thought she roped his parents into going in for this nonprofit that was going to raise money to get him out of prison and blah, 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 blah. Well, we find out that she knew all along, while she was raising money for that nonprofit, while she was going out there and declaring his innocence over killing his kids, she knew all along that he was guilty, and that that his parents knew he was guilty. But nobody ever told us. Nobody ever told us about that. And she continued, and honestly, even though the nonprofit has been canceled, she still raises money on the name of Fight for a Family. She still, like, has a membership tier on her channel called Fight for a Family. So that is what you call a reprobate. We talked about this in the last stream, right? A reprobate. person who is morally corrupt, wicked, and unprincipled. So I have I'm going to show you a lot of examples of that today, but we're going to start with, I got to show you, this is the person that she is. Okay. Now I almost every time I go live talking about this woman, I get 2 or 3 different accounts coming in here saying, "You're so obsessed. You're so obsessed. Leave her alone. You're creepy." Watch this, okay? Just watch this short video I put together. She did this on August 5th, 2021. All right. Watch this and I'll walk you through it.
Giving a fuck and not giving a fuck about her.
Now, she is talking to Natasha, who hosted the sex panel. Okay. And by the way, this is, we're close to Halloween now. And Lana is naturally spooky and creepy and scary. Hi, everybody coming in. Thanks for being here. Please remember to hit that thumbs up. Thank you, Teacup. So, Lana is naturally creepy and scary in her own right. So it is appropriate that we're sitting here watching this. And this is her talking to Natasha right here. Natasha is the one who hosted the sex panel scandal. And the sex panel occurred in May of 2021. This is August of 2021. Now listen to what she says.
Hurting people, that's the difference. I don't give a fuck about you, but I give a fuck if I hurt somebody. I'm gonna take every single one of your research team members and I'm gonna make them become a better person.
Yeah, because that's not creepy, right? That's not creepy to whisper and say, "I'm going to grab all of your research team members over there on your team and I'm going to make them into good people like me."
I'm inviting them to come and actually research true crime. That's what I'm going to do. So all of you guys that are watching, that are on the research team and actually want to help people, let me know. And I have a spot for you. I know there are so many talented people in this community. You don't have to be afraid anymore, okay? You don't have to be afraid anymore. I promise.
I'm going to sit here and whisper in the camera in the dark. There is a black and white filter on this that I put on it, but make no mistake, she was in the dark doing this. I've gotten legal papers from this person, not a cease and desist.
You. I get that you need to hide your identity because of how crazy this fucking world is with.
Now, did you hear that? She says, "I get that you have to hide your identity, because how crazy this world is." Keep that in mind as we continue, as you see what happens later in this video.
This community right now, but don't be afraid to leave. I'm just all about logic and reasoning, and just none of this makes any sense. But to each their own. The bullying ends now. Being a wise ass is different than being, what's the word? Nasty. So how are my thirsty fucks out there? How thirsty are you guys? Are you guys starting to realize that Lana's not the bad guy? It's probably what should be happening. Let's talk about Skazam. Sorry, this is the...
So that right there is an image of Shazam, which is a dead version of Shanann Watts. And she made something like 30, 40 different videos as the character Shazam, where she lampoons Shanann Watts, who did a lot of, Shanann Watts lived on social media. They were able to do a 2-hour Netflix documentary just showing Shanann's fucking social media. Okay. And Lana lampooned all of them in this corpse face. And she's still proud of it. Make no mistake. Okay. She's still proud of it. All right. So I don't expect any of you to know this, but that's me. Okay. That's me on Halloween several years ago, like 10 years ago, with like a Frida Kahlo type face on. Like my friend had put the makeup on. And the only way that she could have gotten that was 2 people from YouTube had access to my locked down Instagram account that had that picture in it. One of 2 people. Okay. So one of those 2 people sent her that image that she put in there. Thank you to that one of 2 people who did that. So that's me. And I didn't even know that that was there. I hadn't even seen this until I was doing research last year for this, series that I put together last year. Okay. So for anybody in the bushes out there who wants to come in here and go, "Oh, Lynn, you're so obsessed. You're so creepy." Am I the one that went into her private Instagram and picked out this photo of her and then put it in a trailer and then made these creepy videos and whispered and said, "I'm going to get all of your research team over here"? Come on. I make videos, okay? This is not it. This is not all we're talking about right here, okay? Keep going.
I'm sorry, guys.
She really liked the fact that Eminem says Lynn is crazy or something like that in the song.
That's always going to be one of my favorite ending points. Wait till I tell you about me and my friend Eileen. You know that monster trucker? Shit, I did a couple murders with her ass in that murder mobile.
So Murder Mobile is a reference to the podcast interview I did about my child sex abuse and mental illness. And it's a story I told about being arrested for murder when I was 16 years old because I was in the car of somebody who actually did the murder. So I told this story on the podcast and she made fun of it. Of course, she made fun of my entire story during the podcast. She replayed that podcast several times on her channel, many times on her channel, but she continues to lampoon it in this trailer. Okay, let's keep going.
Shizzy, you don't even know my lifestyle I live. The things I used to do to Christopher in the bathroom at Christmas. So fun. I'm sorry. Just sometimes you just gotta go there. Okay, here you go. Hey guys, it's me, Shazam. I'm here to just take all your fucking money and shiz. You guys saw that. You guys saw that's Chris as of recent, right? You guys got to see that, right? I'm just giving you some love there.
Oh, look. I'm going to give you some love and show you what Chris looks like right now because he's so awesome. He murdered his pregnant wife and dug a shallow grave and put her in it. And then he murdered his 2 toddlers, and then he dumped them in oil tanks. And isn't he cute? Now, you're going to hear her later claim in recent times that she, he's a punk, he was guilty, she never liked him, she didn't want to talk to him. Fuck you, Lana. You idolized him, you loved him, you wanted to suck his dick, and we're gonna hear evidence of that. Okay, let's keep going.
Oh wait, just in case you guys haven't made it over to the big stage yet. Sorry. There she is. My baby girl.
Okay, there's me again. Let's listen to how she talks to me. Let me make sure you understand. I've never talked to this woman the way she's talking about me.
Oh. Four new wigs, a couple new bodysuits. I just basically did all of my Halloween shopping a little bit early.
Was there ever a time that...
Uh-oh, we're
The difference between not giving up.
Okay. So there's that. All right. Now, before we get into the video that I put together, I want to show you real quickly. I've been talking about her legal scorecard. We know that she's a legal loser. I've shown you many, many, many times. Many times. This. I think this is it. Yeah. I've shown you this many, many times. But I decided to, because she keeps bringing up her legal suits over and over as if she won, I decided to give you a much more granular breakdown so you understand how much she's lying about all of this, okay? So again, she has one win and 18 losses, all right? And she has, and let's go to the criminal side of things here. In Ohio versus Oriani, her charges were revenge porn and harassment, essentially, okay? But she pled down to disorderly conduct. Her penalty was 1 year probation, and I'm not sure if I'm right about that fine, about $120 fine or something like that. But she didn't pay that fine on time, so her BMW registration was held up until she paid that fine. That's how much of a fucking loser she is. Okay? So she's off of that probation. Now we get down to her civil cases, all right? These are all her civil cases. On November 12th, 2021, she filed against me for defamation, and this was dismissed by the court for want of prosecution. She sued me for $1 million. On November 17, 2021, she sued Jays for Justice for $1 million. That was also dismissed by the court for want of prosecution. She also sued Kim Kaufman for small claims court. I'm not sure when that was filed, but I know it happened. I'm not sure where it was filed, but I know it happened, and that never came through, denied somehow. Then there was Vanessa versus Oriani in Colorado, which was for stalking and harassment, and she lost that, and she got a permanent protection granted or put against her in Colorado. Okay. And that is when she went whole hog and said this. And that's when she went on and said this. she went and said this.
And this judge grants a PPO out on me, all of you guys will start getting the same fucking thing, and it's going to start with me.
Oh, and I forgot to show you this. Before she sued, filed the papers on me and Jays for Justice in November, she put up this little promo. Okay, so like I said, this is not somebody who's looking to really win in the court of law, not looking for justice, isn't really being harassed, isn't really being stalked. She's just trying to use the court to farm content and to promote her brand, right? Because she thinks her brand is much different than what it actually is, okay? So then she also files a civil lawsuit in Ohio against Vanessa and James for defamation, malicious prosecution, fraud, invasion of privacy, intentional infliction of emotional distress, unjust enrichment, and that was denied because that she lost that because defendant's motion to dismiss on lack of jurisdiction was granted. So yet another loss. Okay. Then she decided, okay, I'm not going to win on any of these other, claims. So I'm just going to go after them for PPOs. I'm going to get stalking orders on all y'all. So on some of them, she attempted to get many stalking orders. Okay. She went to the table many times. So she tried to get them 2 times on Vanessa, 2 times on Father Snuggles, who's James, once on Lala, and that's the only time she won. All right. She tried one on Melissa. She lost that very badly. We watched that hearing a few weeks ago. She tried one on Anyanka. She tried 3 on this woman, Stephanie, who most of you, I'm sure, have never heard of, right? But she tried 3 on that poor woman in Pennsylvania. She tried 1 on Grimm. I think she tried 2 on Shift, at least 1 on Shift and 1 on Kaufman. Now, it's possible that I'm wrong on some of these because just to give you an idea of the docket isn't clear. The docket isn't clear when it comes to these things because they are this is what it looks like. They don't give names. They don't give, it's really, really, really hard. This is the things where it says pending assignment, pending assignment, pending assignment. Those were all the things that she had filed for civil protection orders. And once those were assigned, they disappeared. And you don't know who she's filing against or what. But she would talk about who she's filing them against. Or you would find out in other ways, right? So don't hold me exactly to any of this. So, but the bottom line is she was trying to fulfill her promise of going after all y'all for on a retaliatory basis. I believe she sent mine to the wrong person. Imagine someone in my state having the same name as me. I'm not a nurse. Yeah. So I just want to remind you, as we're going through this video that we're about to go through, that this is her record. And then also the stuff that is not docketed that she talked about openly on her channel was where she appealed she made multiple appeals. She made multiple court sanction requests, which were all denied. She requested all kinds of board sanctions, which were all denied, for judicial misconduct and attorney misconduct. She tried countless ex parte communications with judge and all kinds of lawyers and the police. I mean, she was, I'd be surprised if like the courts didn't put some sort of flag on her name, like, oh my God, here comes the crazy lady. You know what I mean? I mean, she's a fucking court pest. And she doesn't use it for good. And she's sitting here trying to tell Lauren that she's a bad guy for filing stalking injunctions when she should be filing lawsuits. And that's what you're going to see. That's what you're going to see here. So now earlier I accidentally exited out of the video I wanted to show you. So let me grab that again. Okay. Now, this video is currently available to members only, but I will make it available publicly once we're done here. But I will walk you through it. I will walk you through it. It's and you'll see how crazy she is, and you'll see the Watts bomb that she drops in this video. What did all these people do to her? They called out her bullshit. They said, well, you'll actually see what nobody did anything to her. What they did was they said, you know what? Lana's a fucking pervert. She's a predator. She's a sex pest, and she took offense to that. What I personally did was said that her nonprofit was a scam, which it is. And in fact, she dropped a bomb that we're going to see today that proves 1,000% that it was a scam, because she launched it on the basis of Chris Watts being innocent. Hey, Music City Mom, good to see you. Hey, what happened to your monkey avatar? It was so cute. Just kidding. I just have to see your avatar this time. Oh, that's pretty. Anyway, so she launched that nonprofit on the basis that we're going to raise money to get wrongfully accused prisoners out of prison. But she knew that Chris Watts had essentially confessed to his parents. All the while she was raising this money, right? Yes, that's exactly right, Caroline. Everybody told the truth about her. And, you know, there's in the last stream we did, we showed that, you know, she said something like, and I showed in this video here that she says, you know, when something isn't true, you don't make a big deal out of it. Well, so we told the truth and she made a big fucking deal out of it. So she basically confirmed that everything we were saying was true. So let's watch it. We're going to show it right here.
To the point of stalking injunctions. Again, these are people that were friends at one point. People swimming in people's pools. So I don't know what that's like to eventually a friend that you're hanging out with, that you go ahead and say, okay, I'm going to go to the courts and make stuff up. All she keeps talking about is defamation, defamation, defamation. Why wouldn't she just go and file a lawsuit? Like, I'm like, it doesn't make sense to me. You would just file, and that's what I did. So this is what you would be doing if you want to sue Christina, if you felt some type of way, which it's...
Nikki's bzz. That's a challenging name to say. You're very welcome. People should be angry about that. It's crazy.
Not going file and make lies. Like, you wouldn't go and do that. I wouldn't go and lie and say that, like, I'm in fear for my life. I'm not. Like, you wouldn't go and do that. I wouldn't go and lie and say that, like, I'm in fear for my life. I'm not. Known business associate Kim Kaufman places a phone call to Broomfield County.
But you would attempt to file stalking and harassment injunctions many times. To some people, 3 times, right? And involve yourself in 3 or 4 different hearings that lasted from 4 to 14 hours. You would do that, right? You would do that. And now what she does in this last stream, and all of the clips that I'm showing, at least all the current day clips that I'm showing, not the receipts, but the current day clips that I'm showing are from one stream that she did. One stream. And here she's about to read her complaint against Vanessa and James, Father Snuggles, and she's reading it as if she won. She never says, oh yeah, I filed this and then they filed a motion and it was dismissed and they won. Nope, that never happened. That never happens. She just reads this as if she was victorious. As she kind of paints herself as this reigning victor of a situation in which she was the biggest loser. Honestly, I mean, it's just insane.
County Courthouse requesting that the courts remove the final 4 minutes of the audio court recording with case number whatever due to a quote unquote hot mic. They went out on a live broadcast and she told the world that she did this. This is how dumb these people are. The courts would honor this wish and remove the final 4 minutes, which at this time was.
So in this complaint, she's complaining, and if you were here in previous streams, you heard about this 4 minutes of audio that was caught on the microphone in the court after the entire hearing was over in her stalking hearing against Vanessa, right? This is all a bunch of, she's making a massive deal out of nothing. It's not the official record. The court's not going to give a shit about this, but she thinks that she thinks that this 4 minutes changes everything. That because that 4 minutes exists, that it should be taken off of her. It changes her case. It makes it appealable, right? But doesn't she realize that judges and court clerks go back into their chambers and gossip about the clients or the hearings that they just heard every single fucking day? It doesn't matter if the court is not, in session. There's no jury hearing them talk. The matter is done. The ruling has been made. It's over. So she's making a major deal out of literally nothing. It's like, I want to make a metaphor out of it, but I don't have one in my head right now.
Unknown to the plaintiff, but known to defendant Walsh and her attorneys.
Like, they literally had a shit fit.
So now what you're going to hear is her current girlfriend in the background having an absolute shit fit about this 4 minutes, but also about Kim Kaufman. Kim Kaufman is Lana's ex-girlfriend, who, I need to emphasize this, you guys, Lana and Kim Kaufman never physically met. Okay? Please keep that in mind. So as you're hearing Bella in the background sound like she's about to come out of her ever-loving fucking skin talking about Kim Kaufman and this other group of girls, and you're also looking at the text messages that Lana sent to Kim Kaufman, even though they had never met. Listen to this. Yes, this is this video that she's reading this stuff from. So you're hearing her reading this complaint just 2 nights ago. She pulled this out and read it 2 nights ago as she's reviewing the Lauren shit, okay? And Bella in the background starts complaining about all of this stuff in the background as she's reading Lauren's shit. So I'm here in this video that I'm showing the evidence of their absolute, utter fucking hypocrisy. Okay, here we go.
That was on there because it's a hot mic. It's after the appearance, but the judge is on a freaking hot mic talking shit. I think that their trauma bond was.
Because, and just let me explain something to you. Kim Kaufman was one of the people that were involved with obtaining the court transcripts and the disc of the court audio after the hearing. Okay? Just so you know.
Like these chicks like had this whole like trauma bond that they all like, let's meet at the courthouse and let's pick up each other's audio. Like, this is so weird for people who have never met you in your life. They have never.
This is so weird with people who have never met you in your life. And yet here are text messages Lana sent to Kim, who she had never met in her life. Okay? And Bella knows this. Bella knows this.
Met you in their lives.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I think it's clutching pearls so freaking hard that
I've never met you, but I feel like I'm losing you, and my stomach isn't nuts. I just want you to know how I feel. You have been my joy for so many months.
they're gonna spit out oysters.
Yeah.
Like,
I've never met you, but you have been what I've looked forward to
literally. Like,
every single day. Just you.
unclench your butt cheeks, chicks.
Listen to fucking Bella. So she's telling us to unclench our butt cheeks. Okay? While Lana's over here having a panic attack about losing somebody she's never met. All right? All right. And she hasn't changed.
How embarrassing to not meet somebody ever in your life, to be obsessed with somebody you have never met.
How you say it. You say it, Bella. How embarrassing. Let's hear it again, Bella. You tell Lana the facts about how embarrassing it is.
Your life, to be obsessed with somebody you have never met.
Oh yeah, Lana. That's right, Lana.
To go this far because somebody is talking about you supposedly talking about you online. Like, do you guys understand?
I don't know.
I know you are reading these messages. You always told me you love me so much. Cry face emoji. And you know that as she's sending these, she's just going, Why isn't she getting back to me? Why isn't she getting back to me? What is she doing right now? If I call her, am I being too needy? I'm going to call her. No, I'm not going to call. I know, I'll call her from somebody else's phone and maybe she'll pick up from somebody else's phone. Oh, I know, maybe, you know, all this shit that a stalker like Lana does. And yes, somebody was asking me the other day, it is true that Lana, after Kim Kaufman dumped Lana then got in touch with Kim Kaufman's Kim Kaufman's current girlfriend's ex, and ended up being named in custody papers as a stalker in Utah because she was trying to help Kim Kaufman's girlfriend's ex in their custody case. Yes, that's right, Onyanka. That's exactly what happened. Who can I find around Kim Kaufman who I've never met and I'm obsessed with? Look at this one. Look at this. Hey, Shift. Yes, Navy.
I mean, like, it is ridiculous to me. You know?
It is ridiculous. I'm completely a mess over us. 5 months is a long time. I'm not just saying goodbye to my baby. I'm saying goodbye to my best friend. I didn't deserve any of this. Can't you at least say goodbye? Can't you at least say goodbye? People are going to think you're crazy, Janessa. Okay, let's keep going.
Someone said, oh my God, you freaking put a Nerf gun on me. I can't do this.
Oh my God, they said that you brought out a Nerf gun. Okay, let's talk about the Nerf gun. All right, shall we?
They're freaking nuts.
Yeah, I'm setting my sights on Colorado to go there. And so she was like clipping some. Oh, and then I had a Nerf gun that I was putting together and I was doing for Christmas with my son. And she said that that was a threat and that I was shooting at her. I was taking aim at Colorado. And so she tells the judge that I used this gun as a prop to intimidate her and that I was like shooting her. Meanwhile, it was like the day or two after Christmas. And we were playing fucking Nerf wars. And I'm like, this can't be real life. Like, how can you clip shit? Like a little second here and a little second there to try to morph it all together and make it seem like that all happened at one time. Like it did not. Like first of all, this is an edited junk right here. And that's what she supplied the courts and said, oh, Lana's a stranger. I've never met her. And the court's like, wait, what? But I'm here because she said she's coming here and she's coming to my house.
Here's the receipts, you guys. Now, I've got the captions on. And this is the actual hearing where the evidence was presented, okay? I've got the captions on so you can hear the lawyer presenting it. I also have the transcript showing, okay? So you can read along. There's a short visual also of her pointing the Nerf gun and shooting it. All right, let's watch. And you tell me what you all think.
So what she says in that clip is that she's Denver and Denver working on my aim. And just so the record's clear.
And the title of this live was Work With Me something, and it talked about Denver and going to Denver, something like that.
Oriani is depicted saying, I have to go to Denver soon. I'm working on my aim and I'm firing a Nerf gun. And seeing I don't care if it was a Nerf gun or not, being repeatedly fired and practicing aim, the court was greatly alarmed by that. I do find that would cause a reasonable person, under the totality of that conduct, fear for their life and fear for the lives of their loved ones.
See, so this was not this case, Lana's case and Lauren's case are vastly different. Okay. Like I said before, no matter what side Lana came down on this, she would be wrong because she's tried to use the case, the courts in both ways, right? But it's not like this was really a tough one for the judge. She said much more than a preponderance of the evidence that a reasonable person would be scared. Okay.
The court finds by a much more than a preponderance of the evidence that unless restrained, these acts are going to continue. Similar acts are going to continue, or maybe different acts designed to retaliate against the protected person.
Usually when things aren't true, people don't make a big deal about it,
Yeah.
Okay, here. Red Kim.
So remember, she said, when things aren't true, people don't make a big deal out of it. And here she is, once again, making a big fucking deal out of the sex panel that happened over 4 years ago. Okay. Now listen to her come up with another lie about this sex panel and about who Rocket Man is. And we'll talk through Rocket Man. We got lots of Rocket Man here.
Comes on panel 3 hours and 58 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm literally doing a live and I'm reconning this whole thing so that I could put all my shit together. I made it out of a live. So I was like, if I got to watch this shit to figure out who the fuck did what, because they said I revenge porned them. That I revenge porned them in during this live broadcast. Watch this. Okay. So somebody comes in chat under an alt account that's called Rocket Man. And they say, they make a new account on YouTube and it's called Rocket Man. And on this channel called Rocket Man, there is porn of somebody that they released of themselves. They porn revenge.
Okay, so now they revenge porned themselves. So she's saying Ludovica revenge porned herself this time. Okay.
Revenge themselves and tried to make it that I created this Rocket Man account. Because what I was supposedly threatening these people with is that I am going to put their nudes out. What the fuck? Why would I ever do that? Number one, do I want to get arrested?
Why, oh, why would Lana ever put people's nudes on her channel? Does she want to get arrested? Well, that little kitty cat is sitting over a spread legs. Okay, you guys, wide open spread legs on her channel. And that was done in retaliation. I do too, Anyanka. And we're gonna keep talking about that. I mean, we're gonna show this. And she did this in retaliation a few days after the sex panel. Okay. But that was not the only time that she showed nudity of people she knew and people she didn't know on her channel. In the next slide.
Why would I ever do that? Number one, do I want to get arrested?
Well, I guess you do want to get arrested because the lower middle screen there, she is showing it again. She's showing it again on her channel. Up the upper middle one is her showing Frankie Rusek's nude on her screen, and then there's a few others there. Okay, so yes, I guess she does want to go to jail, but you know, I guess every 6 months or so there's a big audience turnover, and they forget that all this shit happens. All this shit happened, and she can snow a whole new audience into believing that she's just, you know, all about logic and not pervy or Oriani. Okay.
Like, I'm going to go on YouTube, make a channel and put people's nude pictures out there. Like, are you people high?
You know, honestly, I am high right now. But that can be true. While you wanting to go to jail for putting nudes on your channel can also be true. You idiot.
Figuring out who was behind this fucking channel. Okay, ready? Wait for it. Wait for it.
What is it?
No. Oh, well, yeah, we got it in time.
See, you guys, but this proves everything.
See, this proves everything. This Rocket Man channel
Is if we come forward, if we say anything, your sexual shit and stuff will be posted. So thank you, Lana, for proving our point, because that's all you did. Shame on you.
Well, now, look at Natasha's reaction. Natasha's reaction is she can't fuck.
I'd also like to point out that so in the box where she's talking right now, in the middle of the screen where she has the hat on, this is smoke them if you got them, Liberty. Smoke them if you got them, roll them if you got them. Sorry, Melissa. I only put in as much as I needed to. But the screen of her in the middle there, that is a good year after the sex panel. Okay. I cannot count how many times she has replayed this sex panel on her channel to try to come up with another way to explain away what we know she did. All right. So let's keep going.
Can believe it. This is fucking defamation. This is some fucking crazy ass shit. This is civil conspiracy.
One of the many times Lana reviewed. See, did you hear that? She is still to this day calling it civil conspiracy, RICO. She's still saying that. She's still crying victim of this bullshit. So now we're moving to a video that I did a year ago, March 2024. And what you'll notice is that when she played, and in the entire time of her, you know, reviewing the sex panel the other night while she's reviewing Lauren, yes, Melissa, she just pulled it out the other night. That's the only reason I'm bringing it out. That's the only reason I'm bringing this out, is because she is using Lauren Matthias's crisis to talk about her crisis. This was from 2 days ago. Okay. So I swear to God, or I wouldn't be talking about it, because she's lying again. But she also dropped a major Watts bomb. She admitted that she knew Chris was guilty a week after she went to Colorado with the Watts, even though she launched that nonprofit like 3 weeks after they went to Colorado. So she's such a horrible reprobate. My God. She scammed the fuck out of people. So what you notice is that she didn't play a key part of the sex panel video where Melissa repeats what is said by Rocket Man in the chat. And what Rocket Man says in the chat is critical. It is key when you consider Lana's obsessiveness toward Kim Kaufman. Okay, so listen to this. This live stream and made money off of it, right? Rocket Man comes into the chat and Melissa Jade reads what Rocket Man says in the chat. Okay? Listen to what Melissa reads Rocket Man saying in the chat. And there's captions on the screen at the bottom.
I shot off a video. It won't be long. Utah, yours is coming soon.
I shot off a video. It won't be long. Utah, yours is coming soon. Now it said in the chat, it said Kim. All right.
Video. It won't be long. Utah, yours is coming soon. Does anyone else see that?
Kim, yours is coming soon. So tell me this, okay? Who else besides Lana would have the motive to not only post revenge porn of Ludovica, who she had just posted, but also of Kim Kaufman? Also, who would also have access to revenge porn from both Ludovica and Kim Kaufman? Who is the only person that we're looking at who has not only threatened to put out revenge porn, but we now know has openly admitted to sharing people's revenge porn?
Off, you dumb fucking cunt. What's the date say, you fucking swallowing, cum guzzling whore?
So I'm pretty sure that is a incredibly strong circumstantial case for Lana is Rocket Man. And after that, I went around calling Lana Rocket Man for a while. Okay. Because I'm sure she's Rocket Man. I am convinced she is. I can't prove it like criminally, but I think a preponderance of the evidence shows that she is Rocket Man. Okay. I did that live, and the very next day, Lana does this. Now, remember, according to Lana, if something isn't true, you just don't make a big deal out of it, right?
Off, you dumb fucking cunt. What's the date say, you fucking swallowing, cum guzzling whore? Actually, you aren't any of those things because your mouth is full of potatoes. You went to Daytona and beat the fuck out of your husband. You caught domestic violence.
So, way to argue on the merits. So she doesn't come out and deny that she's Rocket Man. She comes out and makes up an entire defamation per se allegation against me that I beat the shit out of my husband in Daytona, which is, she knows is untrue. She knows it's not true. It's fucking laughable. I wouldn't hurt. I capture spiders and throw them out of my door. Okay. You guys, she knows this is ridiculous and she never denies it. Keep listening.
Charges. Do you want me to show those charges that you have? Y'all were in Daytona. I don't know. Instead of right.
Also, it should be noted that while she's saying this, her title is about the Idaho 4 case. All her hashtags are about the Idaho 4 case, and she never ever the only way she talked about the Idaho 4 case in this video is to accuse me of contacting people. Lynn in Daytona with a Harley helmet. Exactly. The only way she addressed the Idaho 4 case was to accuse me of contacting people to harass her in the Idaho 4 case. Okay. So she never denies being Rocket Man. She just comes out and accuses me of a bunch of shit and says all kinds of things that she knows that she thinks could possibly trigger me because she knows I'm a child SA survivor. That's what she's doing here.
Riding bikes around, you were riding each other like fucking crazy fucks. At the end of the day, your husband, you beat the fuck out of your husband to the point that he called the police and you were the one that got arrested. You. What woman, what type of man? I mean, think about that, right? But that's how psycho you are. But I love that it eats your fucking puckered ass every day. You literally get up in the morning and you think about me. You go to lunch, you think about me. You probably masturbate and think about me. And then you go to bed and you dream about me. And I love it. I fucking love it. Go flick that bean, baby.
Usually when things aren't true, people like don't make a big deal about it, you know?
So here's the funny thing. She thinks in her mind, I make videos about her because I'm serving her. I'm so into her that I make videos about her. No, that's not it. I make videos about her to make an example of her because I revile her. She's fucking revolting. And I want people to know that she is somebody to stay away from. And she's an example of a person who not to be in true crime. That's why I make videos about her. I don't make videos to serve her. She makes videos to serve people like Brian Koberger. She's serving that person. I'm not serving her. I hope that makes sense to you. But let's keep going.
No.
The tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, you don't want to know the details.
Kimberly Wade, the tip of the iceberg.
And like it says on the screen, I just feel that she's now confirming everything that we always knew, because she's reacting so strongly to things that she keeps saying aren't true. But hey, if something isn't true, you don't make a big deal out of it.
Listen,
No,
Kimberly, you need to take a fucking hot dog and put it in your mouth because you were so stupid. Yes, Kimberly. Oh, that's just over my head. Oh, the tip of the iceberg. What tip of what iceberg? That fucking dumb cunt. Where is she even at nowadays? People don't even know who you were. So they came to you too? These fucking make-believe motherfuckers? No. But wouldn't your first reaction be like, oh my God, well, what is it? Like, my first reaction would be, holy fucking shit, is it mine? Is it my video? Whose video is it? Is it mine? Is it my fucking video? Is it mine? She doesn't have a fucking, she is not.
Kimberly, I don't know who you are. I've never heard of you, but I believe it. She's done that to many people. That's her MO. And I'm sorry that happened to you.
Up there saying, oh my God, whose video is it? Whose fucking video is it? What video is it? Whose fucking video is it? She should be freaking out. Wouldn't she be like, oh my God, well, what video did she release? Is it mine? Whose is it?
Oh, and the youth.
Report this. She hasn't even fucking seen it yet. She should be nervous that it's her. She should be nervous that it's her vag and her titties.
See how she's freaking out over all of this? And, oh, but I thought we don't make big deals out of things that aren't true.
Right? But she's not, because she knew what was going to be released. And it was their fucking bought and paid fake porn.
No, it's just as Melissa was saying earlier, right here, people have to remember that Ludovica was actively messaging in the chat we had with Natasha. So she was the one who was fearful and saying this would happen, hence why she didn't come up with, and she was saying didn't come up on the panel with us. So yeah, she knew, because Ludovica knew what porn of hers Lana had, right? So yeah, she knew Lana was threatening this. Ludovica knew what had been threatened. Ludovica knew what porn she had, and they had been talking about it. So that's why she knew. This is no revelation. But Lana's trying to make it a global conspiracy. Ridiculous. You know, I would hope they have some sort of red flag on her too.
I did from May of 2021 is I researched all of this stuff and then I just said, fuck it, I'm going to.
So here she's talking about how, so, because of all this stuff that happened to me and because I was a victim of this sex panel, I then, spent all my time from a period of time to a period of time researching all of this, figuring it out, investigating it. And then I took all these people down. Wait a minute. So your interpretation of you getting criminally convicted, a permanent stalking order, and losing all but one of 19 court cases is you taking people down? Oh my God.
Here, I'm going to take down all these motherfuckers. And I took them all down. I buried them with the truth. Straight up hoes. Straight up unethical, literally bedbound bitches. Who comes on YouTube and actually people are watching people's channels and like they're literally lying about this stuff. And the only reason I knew that channel was lying about the Watts case is because I fucking talked to the fucking Watts and I talked to Chris and I knew that none of this shit was true. And it wasn't for me being like, oh, I fucking, love Chris Watts. No. Absolutely not. He's guilty as fuck. He's a little liar.
Really? Man, in 2021, 2022, 2023, especially 2021, 2022, people were like, Lana, you have to know this guy is guilty. Why are you raising money for a nonprofit on the basis? Yeah, this was 2 days ago, Melissa. 2 days ago. This is all from the same stream that, again, she's supposed to be covering the Lauren Matthias shit. Okay. But this is what she's saying. Keep listening. It gets better.
I've talked to Chris Watts.
So this is.
Have I ever asked to talk to?
This is now me showing you. This is going back. This is me showing a receipt. Okay. Because she just said he was a punk. He was guilty. Blah 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 blah. Let me back up a little bit.
Absolutely not. He's guilty as fuck. No. And I knew that none of this shit was true. And it wasn't for me being like, oh, I fucking, love Chris Watts. No. Absolutely not. He's guilty as fuck. He's a little liar. I've talked to Chris Watts. Have I ever asked to talk to Chris Watts? No. I was like, oh, God, let me talk to Chris Watts. Get the fuck up out of here. If they let Christopher go to the bathroom when we're having our 35C stuff and I'm there, I'm totally gonna just like give him the best blowjob ever. I'm even gonna let him, like, he can stick his dick in my tits. Like, fuck yeah, I will let him titty fuck me. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say, listen, Chrissy, you're gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I'm just gonna go into the men's room and you just have to whip it out. Like, it's gonna have to be really quick, but I think that you are so deserving of my beautiful mouth. I have nice lips. They're really good dick sucking lips. I don't know what I'm doing, but I can try. He's a little.
Imagine the private messages going on in the Koberger groups about what she'll do for Brian Koberger or Ann Taylor or anybody who's defending him. Imagine. But imagine, I mean, at the time when she was saying this shit, the Chris Watts case was as big and as, people were as obsessed with that case as they were with the Koberger case, the Idaho 4. All right.
Punk ass liar And he's put his parents through so much shit. I've been on the train. His parents are victims. His sister is a victim and his parents are victims.
So, Love Louie, the way she got Frankie's nudes is one of his ex-girlfriends put it in the Discord server of a different creator. And that creator put them out, which is disgusting. That's how Lana got them. And they went swimming around the YouTube streets. It was gross. So let's back up a little bit so you can hear this setup again.
And he's put his parents through so much shit. I've been on the train. His parents are victims. His sister is a victim and his parents are victims. And then
they're victims of you, Lana. They are victims of you. Now, I want to read this. I want to read that this is a receipt coming in, another big receipt coming in. The Beaver Countian was in her chat and said, the Watts allege you're a con artist and say attorneys in Colorado told them they'd have nothing to do with Chris if you were involved. The attorneys thought you're crazy. I'd like your response to Watts. And this is what she said to him when he asked.
The Beaver County in here saying, oh my God, Lana, do you have any fucking comments? Yeah. Take your pen and shove it. That's my fucking comment. That's why I laugh when someone with a limp dick comes the fuck in my chat and wants to ask me, do I have a comment? Yeah. My comment is fuck you. That's my comment.
DA Rourke treated them so much differently. If they wanted to know information, nothing. They could never. And I was like, listen, either.
So the bombshell is coming up. But first, I want to also thank Ms. Liverbird for being here and for gifting the 5 memberships. Thank you very much. The tribunal. Yeah. Thank you for saying that to the tribunal. All right, here comes the bomb.
Your son needs to tell you the truth, but if he's sitting there telling you that he didn't do it, I said, then tell him to go get a lawyer. Tell him to do a 35C. Tell him to appeal his stupid ass shit if he is so fucking innocent. You know, like that's what you like. Here, I'll help you get a lawyer. You know, is this truly what he wants? And they were like, yeah. And he was like, yeah. I was like, well, then here, have a meeting with Jane Fisher. Then a week after that, he told his mother over Taco Tuesday that he thinks that his hands were strangling the children, but that it was an out-of-body experience or some shit like that. And then that's when I just said, oh my fucking God, you guys are all nut. I'm out.
Well, how about that? So let me put this together for you. Okay. So she goes to she talks to the Watts and she's like, let me help you get a lawyer. They set up this trip to go to Colorado to help get Chris a lawyer in February. Okay. And she says that a week after they get the lawyer locked down, she finds out that Chris essentially confessed to his mother. And she was out. But they had also come up with the idea for this nonprofit called Fight for a Family. And she was going to put the Watts on the board of directors. So even though she knew that the Watts knew that their son was innocent, she went ahead and launched this thing. And at a certain point, she did come around and say, Fight for a Family is not going to officially represent Chris Watts anymore. We're going to represent other families, Sheldon Jeter Jr. and a few other folks. But she kept the Watts on the paperwork as board members. She promoted a podcast with Jamie Watts, and she maintained his innocence and continued to do live stream after live after live after live accusing other people of being in the house and killing the children. Okay, making a defense case, another like a third party defense case for Chris. That's what she did. She did that for years. She never, ever, ever came clean that she knew that Chris essentially confessed to his mother. So that, I mean, how do her followers, how do her donators, how do her benefactors feel about contributing to a fucking nonprofit that was never legitimate, ever, 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 ever? Why? That's just what a, yeah, exactly. She had poor Nicole Atkinson whipping around the basement at 300 miles per hour because made more sense to her than CW did it. Well, no, she knew that Chris Watts did it, but she just kept making up all this shit. And this is just exactly what she does in every other case. She takes the oppositional view because it's controversial. She can get clicks and views off of, YouTube's bread and butter, which is conspiratorial content. Bada bing, bada boom.
And the nonprofit that I'm creating will go to actually help people that, I thought you guys all like were being like, I was like, this is crazy. So, and then Sheldon Jeter Jr. I saw someone do a stream about Lana today. I listened, but I am not convinced by their YouTube presentation.
So I saved what I consider the funniest for the last. They're talking about me, but she won't say the name of my channel because I don't think she wants people to come to my channel. Boy, I wonder why. But this is fucking hilarious, you guys. I find this fucking... Oh, I don't know. Is it... I don't know, Snuggles. Is it Fight for a Family? She promotes it on her own channel. There's a link. Lindsay, this was 2 nights ago. This is 2 nights ago as she was talking about the Lauren Matthias shit. Fight for a Family. She promotes it on her own channel with a link to an expose.
Oh, you must be talking about somebody that was, what was it? Why would you cover me covering something?
So she was about to say, oh, you must be talking about, and then she didn't want to say my channel name. Gee, I wonder why. Right. And then she says, what? Just listen to this. It's fucking hilarious.
Presentation. Oh, you must be talking about somebody that was, what was it? Why would you cover me covering something? That would be like, why would I do a live of like Turtle Boy's live of his opinion of Lauren? Very bizarre. Yeah.
I got bad news for you, lady.
I was laughing so hard because I knew that she did exactly what she said. Just like about an hour later, she's doing exactly what she said is so fucking bizarre. You can't make this shit up. Watch this. Look at this.
That would be like, why would I do a live of like Turtle Boy's live of his opinion of Lauren? Very bizarre. Yeah.
I got bad news for you, lady. You're a lesbian because you are married to a chick. Ready? Wait, watch this.
For my husband. I can't sleep. This is from Dr. John to me, his wife.
I got news for you, lady.
I can't sleep.
You're a lesbian. Because the man you stuck in has a clit.
My heart is racing. I'm a mess. I don't think I can do the meeting tomorrow. I'm probably in no condition or mood to film the next week either. This shit is a life destroyer. I hope I don't have a heart attack over all this bullshit because I can't calm down at all.
Oh my God.
None of this is good news. I feel like we were back to square one where we started.
TikTok.
I will try to go back to sleep if I can, but it seems unlikely at the moment. I hope you can get some rest or are resting.
Look at her crying.
I will never forget these people if something happens to him.
If something happens to him?
He did much. So if anything happens to him.
This is great. This is awesome.
An obsessive, unrelenting attacks.
You can't sleep at 2:30 in the morning because he has heart issues over TikToks. Bro, what kind of, you're man. I got bad news for you. You're married to a gay man.
Not only are you a lesbian, now you're a confused gay man. Lauren, you went from being a lesbian to being a confused gay man who is married to another gay, sensitive man.
Even like the gay man, the community is like, no, he's too gay for us. Can't have it. He's the next level, whatever that is, of sexuality.
Everybody's
you can't be fucking serious. Like,
yeah,
this is
gay.
a real dude.
I told you all these fucking people, gays, bis, swingers. I think they're swingers.
This can't be fucking real.
Yeah.
I could not believe that. That was so fucking funny to me. But okay, so here's the difference, Lana. Here's the difference, okay? You review Turtle Boy because he's like a demigod to you. To you, he's like fucking, Hercules or something. All right? But I review you because you are a buffoon. You are a buffoon to debunk and to make an example of. This is a hilarious example of your ham-handed buffoonery, okay? We have so many more examples of your ham-handed buffoonery that there's just too many to fucking count. I mean, like, how about this?
To run a contest and invite all these people to entice hate and then pay them?
Illegal activity.
And then pay them? No, it's not.
I know, that's what I'm
This is a civil protection order. They shouldn't be doing this, right? Because it's mentally stressful, right?
But then I would have to shut down the internet.
No, you don't have to shut down the internet because they can talk about me all they want. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Let's stop saying we're gonna get there and just get there.
So, you know what I mean, people? You know what I mean, good folks? So, now what I noticed is that she has a life scheduled that goes back into the early days of John and Lauren Matthias. Which I don't believe really invites her to get more into her own court cases, but we'll see. But like I said, as long as she continues to lie about what's on the documented record, I will check into whether her buffoonery needs to be debunked. But it wasn't funny when it was all happening. Believe me, it wasn't funny to any of the people in the chat that it was happening with. It wasn't funny to me. It wasn't funny. It's funny to look back on now and see what a fucking idiot she is and how she's trying to convince a whole new group of people of how amazing she is when it's, I don't know, she tries to declare victory when it has been such a bitter, just utter defeat. It's kind of like, the Dodgers going out and losing the World Series and then saying, we won, and going home and having a victory parade or something like that. You know what I mean? The Lauren situation, it's just a vehicle for her to be able to try to repaint her own story. You know, it's an ultimate tragedy pimping for her, because, you know, she's like, oh, look, a trending topic that involves stalking, somebody else's tragedy that I can make money off of while trying to retell my story in a way that will actually finally convince people that I'm right. Good, I'll try it. It'll never work. It'll never work because she wasn't right. She was all wrong. So she's just trying to it's like she's trying new ways to convince people. Maybe this will work. Maybe this explanation will work. Maybe oh yeah, I know, I'll try this explanation. It'll never work. Well, it's interesting that that allegedly the worst thing that has happened to someone is the exact thing that they can never let go on and constantly wants to relive. I know. All right. Well, I do very much appreciate everybody being here. I would really like to thank Emma Swan for becoming a new member, and Uncovering Breadcrumbs for becoming a new member, and also Teacup Kraken once again for the gifted memberships, and also Miss Liverbird for the gifted memberships. You all have helped me break some chains around here. I hope those, you know, I would love nothing more than people to break their chains from Lana, but only if they choose. I'm not here to force anybody. But thank you very much for everybody being here. I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of the weekend. I hope you have fun for Halloween. Be safe. Don't take any weird, poison candies or anything like that. Thank you so much, Father Snuggles, for the 20 gifted memberships. And everybody have a... hey, I actually have that for the 20 gifted memberships. And since Melissa called for it... Yeah, baby. Yeah. Dracarys. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. Oh, wait, not a weekend. It's not weekend yet. It's only Tuesday. Where's my fucking head? I was thinking that because we're close to Halloween, it's almost the weekend, but oh my God, I'm messing up my days. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.